Remaining 4 is slated to be done in this new financial year. The MP is always trying his best to improve the sanitation conditions in the constituency regarding the disposal and collection of garbage. The MP, councillors, and councillor candidates continue to have constant dialogue with the NSWME to ensure continued improvement in this service. Several meetings and consultations have been organized with the Jamaica Public Service and the constituents with a view to get persons to deal with the continued problems of residential electricity theft. Special mention must be made to the residents of Turrington Park housing scheme who has been making a real effort to regularize their electricity in their homes. The MP was extremely involved and made sterling representation to JPS on behalf of these residents. From a donation by the MP, solar lights were handed over to the strata body of the Paradise Courts housing scheme to address poor lighting conditions that existed in that section of the constituency. COVID-19 assistance. Since the start of the pandemic in 2020, through the allocation from the government of Jamaica, assistance was provided to nearly 3,000 residents who received grocery packages. Other assistance was also given to several residents on a needs basis. The Member of Parliament continues to encourage persons to become vaccinated to protect themselves against COVID-19 by not only transporting persons to vaccination sites, but to also organize vaccination blitz, where over 500 persons combined were vaccinated at Jonestown Primary School and the Trenchtown Polytechnic College on September 9, 2021. Violence. Our commitment to peace and stability in the constituency is well established, and this is critical to the success of many important programs that the leadership of South St. Andrew has undertaken. Over several months, violence has been rampant in some sections of the constituency, and many initiatives were explored, both with the security forces and the political team. Employment. Employment opportunities through short-term were created for several residents through the following program. The annual Christmas work program, through the NWA, several roads were patched. Through NWA, several mitigation programs were undertaken, which provided work for constituents. And through TPDCO, several constituents received employment on beautification projects. Obituaries and illnesses. During the political period, many comrades became ill and were forced to slow down their political activities. Also, many comrades and other residents lost their family members during the year, and so we wish to extend sympathies to them for the passing of their loved ones. In conclusion, the political period 2019 to 2021 was indeed a very challenging one. But in the face of many difficulties, the comrades of South St. Andrew have weathered the storm. Comrades, the vision for this constituency is that we must all work together to achieve our goals. It requires that we look toward the possibilities of our own advancement, where each woman, man, girl, and boy takes responsibility for his or her own life and contribute positively to the development of their communities and, by extension, the country. Comrades, we must continue to unite and support our Member of Parliament and party leader during this difficult time. Let me at this time use this opportunity to also thank the two councillors, Comrade Marsanita and Comrade Neville Wright, our councillor candidates, the members of the executive, for continuing to keep the political organization in South St. Andrew strong. Comrades, the word is love. Thank you.
Comrade, that was a report from Comrade Sheena here in regards to the constituency of South St. Andrew. But before we move on, because the next item is the adoption of reports and discussion, but before we go to that, I want to acknowledge the present, and I tell you something, I get hold, so, and I came up here to do it and totally forgot. The Region 3 Chairman, Comrade Dennis God. And sitting beside him is the KSAMC Minority Leader, Councillor for Vineyard Town, Comrade Andrew Swaby. And coming out of St. Catherine, war zone of St. Catherine Central, a nice comrade lady who has put herself forward, and I know we are going to give her all the help that we can. Comrade Karine Francis, councillor candidate for the Hampton Green Division. Comrade Francis, come forward, let them see you. Because I only know the name, I don't. And I want when I go out on the road and buck you up, I can say, there she is. Put your hands together, come here. Huh? Comrade Jesse James. Oh, comrade, and you know that Jesse James is a famous name from back in the Wild West. I don't know if he's that sort of a person. But comrades, let us acknowledge the presence of Comrade Jesse James Clark from the Trafalgar Division. Huh? Oh, you see the light are blind me now, not seeing. Comrade, put your hands together for Comrade Edgar Robinson. Warrior for the People's National Party.
Remind about those
Comrades,
online.
time for the adoption. Can somebody move for the adoption of the report? Both reports that you heard, PMP-YO and the constituency report. Can somebody move by stating your name, your group? Pardon me? Yes, comrade. You move for the adoption of the report. Is there a seconder? Is there a seconder? Name, group. Okay, comrades, the motion has been moved for the adoption of the report. All in favor? Now we move on to discussion. What form discussion will take? If you have something to say in regards to the report, you can stand up, identify yourself, state your thing, or if it's a question, and we'll accept it. Is there anything in the report that anyone wants to discuss? I mean, like Southwest Clarendon, nobody wants to discuss anything inside, but you go outside. So let not it be said for South St. Andrew. If you have anything to discuss, discuss it here. Oh, yes. You see, I don't use this Zoom thing, you know, so the comrades on Zoom, can we be informed if there's anyone who wants to say anything? Yes, and we should really welcome the delegates and comrades from South St. Andrew, who is on Zoom, who is joining us on Zoom. Nothing? All right, so comrades, then I think we can move on. Election of officers, and who is the Region 3 assignee to do that? Comrade, come forward, please.
Comrades of South St. Andrew, good afternoon. When I joined the PMP as a PMP-YO member, I've always been told that this is the powerful South St. Andrew. So is this the powerful South St. Andrew? And my former YO member, we roll the roads together, Bancroft Stanley can tell you, when we used to come down here, we used to have to make sure that we are fully armored with the comrades of South St. Andrew. Well, comrades, I'm here today for a simple task, and that is to elect the officers of this powerful constituency. So I will declare at this moment all positions vacant. And I will start the process by asking you to nominate the chairman of your constituency. So the post of chairman is now open.
I beg to nominate Comrade Mark Golden. We're not taking anybody from Zoom.
Comrades, we have a nomination on the floor, and that is
On Zoom.
Comrade Mark Jefferson Golden. Is there any other nomination? No. But before I close it, I should have, it's my exuberant, I'm very happy to hear and declare the post closed, that I did not properly constitute the nomination. Can I take a seconder for the nomination?
Thank you, Comrade Regional Secretary Kirkland. My name is Shaq. Of Comrade Mark Jefferson Golden as chairman for South St. Andrew.
Now that we have properly constituted that nomination, is there any other nominee? Going once. Is there any other nominee? And for the final time, is there any other nominee? With that being said, the comrades of South St. Andrew, the delegates of South St. Andrew have nominated and elected the chairman, Comrade Mark Golden. I now open the post of vice chairman. Do we have any nominee for vice chairman? Go ahead, comrade. We have a nomination for Comrade Sarah Marshall. Is there a seconder? We have to second the nomination.
My name is Norma Joseph, group member, Black Star Liner, and I beg to second Miss Sarah Marshall.
So Comrade Sarah Marshall has been duly nominated. We, in South St. Andrew, we have 2 vice chairmen, so we are taking another. Is there any other nominations? Is there any other nominations?
Good afternoon, comrades.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Desiree Bennett, Secretary of the Craigtown Progressive United, and I'm here to beg to nominate Comrade Louise Newland for the chairperson of
Vice
the
Chair. Vice Chair.
Vice Chair of the Admiraltown Division. Am I correct?
Okay, so you're nominated. Yes. So
Comrade Louise Newland.
Newland.
Thank you.
Is there a seconder for that nomination?
Here. My name is Comrade Tajay Palmer, the chairman of Thornton Park Top Strikers, and I beg to second that nomination.
Okay, thank you. So we have 2 nominations. Is there any other nomination? And there being none, I'd like to declare as vice chairman for South St. Andrew, Comrade Sarah Marshall and Comrade Louise Newland. Secretary, the post of secretary is open. Comrades, do we have a nomination for the post of secretary?
Good afternoon, comrades. I am Garfield Bramwell from Victorious Group, and I beg to nominate Sheena Gay Richards as secretary.
We have a seconder for that nomination. Seconded. Is there any other nominations? Is there any other nomination? I hereby declare Comrade Sheena and Henry. Sorry. Sheena Gay Richards, treasurer. Secretary. I apologize. Moving on to treasurer. Is there a nomination for treasurer? Someone has to keep the funds.
Comrades, Comrade Jessica Hara from Saikuba. I beg to nominate Shari and Henry for treasurer for the constituency.
Thank you. Is there a seconder for that nomination? Someone seconding that?
Comrade Tajay Palmer from Thornton Park, top strikers. I beg to second that nomination.
Great, thank you. Is there any other nomination? We have now declared Comrade Shari and Henry, treasurer of South St. Andrew. We're moving on. Since this is a recognized constituency, you are entitled to 2 NEC representatives. So we're taking now nominations for the post of NEC rep.
Zoom nomination.
Comrades,
Nomination,
I
yeah.
beg to can I nominate 2 persons? The 2 persons?
Well, let's do them properly. You one and then.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Tajay Palmer from Thornton Park, top strikers. I beg to nominate Comrade Sheena Gay Richards.
Okay. Is there a seconder for that?
Good afternoon once again, Comrades. My name is Paul Chairman for Redlands Douglas One. I beg to nominate the Constituency Secretary, Sheena Gay Richards,
So you're
to be a member, to be one of 2 NECs.
All right. So we have one update already, Comrade Richard. Is there another? Remember, you're entitled to 2 because you are recognized. Go ahead, Comrade. Okay, so we have Comrade Richard and Comrade Henry. Somebody seconding Comrade Henry's nomination. Louise, you're seconding it? Louise is second.
Good afternoon, comrade. Good afternoon, comrades.
Afternoon.
Comrade Percival Robinson, South St. Andrew United. I beg to second
the nomination. Is there any other nominee? There being none, I'd like to declare as your NEC rep, Comrade Sheena Gay Richards and Shari and Henry. Elected 7, let us take away elected 7, and we can do all 7 one. So we can have 1 person. If there's only 7, then we cannot, we don't need to have, that's correct.
Into the conference this evening that we returned 5 of the 7 en bloc. The other 2 persons are, the other 2 comrades are not, up to ill health has caused them not to be so active. And so we are proposing 2 other persons to replace those 2 persons.
So just nominate all 7.
So
Name
all 7, I'll give you their names.
All 7.
So it's Comrade Clayton Coates, can you stand first? Comrade Sharon Evans. Comrade Horace Whitaker, I believe, is on Zoom. Peter Thelwell is also on Zoom. Andrea Squire, I don't know if she's on Zoom as yet. She is, okay. Comrade Peter Plummer is here, and Comrade Joseph O'Hara.
That's fine.
So those are the 7.
7. Could somebody just second that set of 7 names, if there are no other?
Comrade Tajay Palmer I'm seconding the nomination of those 7 comrades.
Good. There being no other, I'd like to declare that all 7 have been duly elected. I will ask the chairman that at his first meeting, he can speak to the courting of the members. Comrades, the election was speedy, precise, and South St. Andrew again has been returned to the chairmanship of Comrade Mark Jefferson Golding. Thank you, comrade.
Comrades, we have had an election and we are moving on. 6 o'clock is still curfew? Probably not for here, but for like me in Clarendon, but I'm doing my job. Before we move on, comrades, could we have all the elected executive members stand and be acknowledged by conference? Comrades, these comrades led by Comrade Golding will be your executive for the year 2021-22. They will lead the charge for South St. Andrew in our effort to dethrone this wicked and evilous JLP government that we have been. Clap them, comrades, and give them all your support. Comrades, while the election was going on, Comrade Akeem Dobson, Vice President of the PMP-YO, came in. Can we see him? Akeem, there he is. Comrades, it is my pleasure to welcome the South St. Andrew Conference, a good friend of mine, a younger brother, the great Comrade Dr. Dayton Campbell, General Secretary of the People's National Party. Comrades, comrades, put your hands together for your member of parliament and chairman of South St. Andrew and president of the People's National Party.
Check. Yes. Thank you, Comrade Bailey. I want to thank you for coming all the way from Clarendon to chair this conference at short notice. Much appreciated. Comrades, all the comrades who are here on the platform, Comrade Regional Chairman, Comrade Minority Caucus Leader for the KSAMC, our General Secretary, and YO Rep, and Comrade Bailey. And of course, all of the comrades who are here with us, not very many because of the restrictions that we are complying with, and then those who have joined virtually by Zoom. Greetings to all of you. Comrades, I'm not going to make a long address now because I'm scheduled to speak in the public session as well. But I just want to, first of all, say what a difference a year makes. What a difference. A year ago, we didn't even have our conference because of the situation where we were in the middle of a general election season and COVID. But since the year, we have a new party leader. We're dealing with a conference by Zoom. The first time we're doing this in South St. Andrew. Normally this room and outside there will be ram and jam. Yeah, and everything would be pure niceness and music with our bubble and everything. But I just saw it go, we have to comply, and we don't want to do anything irresponsible, comrades. So first of all, I want to thank everybody who organized this conference. It was challenging, as you can imagine, to try and move from our traditional approach, which we all know and love, to this approach, which is a virtual conference, what they call a hybrid, with some people in the house, properly distanced, and most of our comrade delegates on Zoom. And I love the decor, the place is looking lovely. I want to thank everybody who put in all that effort to make this a reality, comrades. Comrades, South St. Andrew is a very special constituency to the People's National Party. It is a constituency that has had no less than 3 finance ministers from it. Comrade Noel Nedasol, Comrade Vernon Arnett, and Comrade Dr. Omar Davies. And comrades, I know that the comrades of South St. Andrew are very much looking forward to the constituency sending the first Prime Minister from the constituency to Jamaica House. Comrades, as leader of opposition and president to the People's National Party, I have a lot of responsibilities. There are plenty of challenges, as you all know, and I have to be managing those situations. We have had, with God's help, indeed. Without him, nothing would be possible. But comrades, we have been making progress. And although I wish I could be with you much more, because I love being with you, and my heart is really with you at all times. Yeah, I know that you understand, comrades, the role I have to play to bring the People's National Party back into the winning column in Garden House and forming the government of Jamaica. Comrades, I just thank you for the support that you have shown me all along. Most recently, of course, in the elections a weekend ago, our turnout was very good, and I want to thank everybody, all the delegates from South St. Andrew came and exercised their franchise in that regional election. Comrades, we know there are many challenges in the constituency. The report touched on many of them. Violence is perhaps the most difficult one at the moment, but we know that in the past few days, we have seen some progress in that regard. And the police high command in the division have adopted a new strategy to try and get persons on board and to lay down their arms and come. And so far, comrades, it is an encouraging thing. So far, it seems to have got the acceptance of the persons involved, and I look forward to that continuing. Comrades, it is very difficult operating in the COVID-19 scenario as a member of parliament. Some of the programs that we would normally pursue and that are well established in South St. Andrew, we have had to park them for the time being, such as our ACE program, because online learning is not really easy to facilitate for the ACE program. And the need for tablets has actually surmounted all other needs. So we've had to reallocate the funding during the pandemic so that we can at least try and provide tablets and devices to as many of our school children in the constituency as possible. And I believe that will have to continue. Comrades, as I said to you, I don't intend to make a big speech at this stage of the proceedings. We have a public session. I'm slated to speak again, and I don't want to repeat myself. I just want to tell you all how much I love you, how much I thank you for your support, how much I appreciate everything you do. Thank you. How much I appreciate everything you do to keep our party's flag flying high and our organization strong in South St. Andrew. We are like an anchor. Tony Sparling, the legend. I have to call him name because he built this constituency into the strength that it now is. And I have to also big up Dr. Omar Davis, my mentor, who brought me here to you quite a few years ago now. And Dr. Davis has had a difficult time recently. As we know, Comrade Rose, his dear wife, passed recently. And comrades, I just want to acknowledge and again extend condolences to Comrade Rose and to, well, Dr. Davis and the family on the passing of their Comrade Rose. And perhaps we could have a minute's silence, comrades, to honor Comrade Rose. May she rest in peace and power and life perpetually shine upon her. So comrades, as I close for this part of the proceedings, I just want to say a special word of thanks to the constituency executive that has been working with me and always has my back. I want to thank them. I want to thank the two powerful women who are carrying the mantle on a day-to-day basis in the constituency, Comrade Sarah Marshall and Comrade Louise Newland. I want to big up outgoing councillors, Marcia Anita and Reverend Neville Wright, for their service to the constituency over many years. I want to have a special word of gratitude and acknowledgement to Comrade Lorraine Williams, former assistant to Dr. Davis and the person who used to manage this office for many years. Big up, Comrade Valerie. Yeah. So comrades, let us keep the fire burning. Let us continue to put in the work. Let us continue to deliver for the people of South St. Andrew. It is about them, it is not about us. We are here to serve them as best we can within the constraints and the resources available to us. And I know that we put in a lot of effort to do that. And sometimes I know it is challenging because most of the time it is never enough because the needs are very great and the available resources are not as great as the needs. But as long as we treat the people with respect and love and communicate with them and listen to them, they will give us a listening ear and they will work with us, comrades. So comrades, I'm now going to hand back to our chairman. I thank you all again for what I think has been an excellent private session, very well conducted, very smooth. And I thank you all for your participation. God bless you all.
Comrade, you have heard your leader, our leader, one leader, the only leader of the People's National Party. Put your hands together. Comrades, we have just concluded the private session. Right into public session. And I normally like public session. But I can't go on bad this evening. So, but I hope you work. And comrades, we're going to start public session of conference this week. Selector, you ready for me? Come with it.
Love and hate can never be friends. Oh no, oh no. Here I come with love and not hatred. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow I all the days of my life. Envy no one, no wish to be with no evil man. For then come the day when you'll be with God the Father's hand.
Oh. Comrades, I greet you in the name of People's National Party, the greatest political organization in my mind throughout the world. It is an organization that I love to the core. It is an organization that I will remain faithful. And I always tell my wife, when I'm dead, my casket must be hurried. And on it must be written, PMP in life, PMP in death. Comrades, I greet you, as I said, in the mighty name of the People's National Party. Come, selector.
You live the life you love. You love the life you live. Everything you have in my job will give. Ooh, greetings I bring to all.
Ragamuffin, comrades, I want you to put your hands together and welcome to the microphone, Comrade Akeem Dobson from the People's National Party. Why-yo?
I know that is only protect your life, it's the one and only. Even people will kill you slowly. I know that is only protect your life, it's the one and only, one and only, one and only, one and only, one and only.
Comrades of South St. Andrew, afternoon. Comrade Regional Chair, Comrade Party Leader, Comrade Jensek, Comrade Swaby, Comrade Lenroy, the Patriots, and all the comrades of Southern St. Andrew, PNP territory. How wanna feel this evening? Comrades, a couple years ago, 2016, the Labour Party came to power, surprising to me because I bawled like a baby. And they say PNP left the pipeline clog up. But I say glory be to the People's National Party leaving that pipe clogged, because that was all the Labour Party had to offer Jamaica, what the PNP left in the pipeline. Since they have run out all of that, there's nothing that they can offer us. We have seen where the COVID-19 pandemic has rocked the world. And the JLP has proven to be the most careless managers in the Caribbean today as it comes on to the COVID-19 pandemic. Comrades, let us look on things for what they are. It is no secret that the current Prime Minister does not have the people's interest at heart. And when I say the people's interest, I mean majority of us. If you look, as it is today, most Jamaicans working age does not have a CXC. The government today has enabled the COVID-19 pandemic to prevent school from starting face-to-face, and most of our children are suffering virtually. They are not in school. What it means is that those who can afford it will employ me, employ you, and our children paying us $10 when we should be earning at least $50. Comrade, that is the truth. And if you don't want to say it, I will say it. Somebody is benefiting, but it is certainly not those who need to benefit from this government. Comrades, when you look on it, salaries are on a decline or at a standstill. Gas prices going up, food prices going up, everything is going up except standard of living under the Labour Party government. As it is today, the Prime Minister is touring and campaigning and using COVID as a means of saying, come get vaccinated, but he's campaigning for local government. I am saying to the Prime Minister today, tread carefully because your days are numbered. You have approximately 1,400 days left in office because I will be doing my part, not just to make Mark Golding Prime Minister, but to ensure that the People's National Party is returned to power, that people become the center of development in Jamaica, that education is not only for those who can afford it, but those who need it, so that we can break the glass ceiling once and for all of poverty. Comrades, I am urging you all, trust the leading hands of Mark Golding. Accept the supporting hands of Comrade Lisa Anna. Take the energetic Anna Philip Palwell. Understand the financial literate hands of Julian Robinson. Take on a Raymond Price for his critical thinking. Trust the General Secretary to get things going so we can take the parish council election. Do your work in your division, support your constituency, support the people, and the people will support us. Long live the People's National Party, long live Mark Golding. Power with our comrades.
Anyway, Labour right have you got. That should be there, who no ring me honor. I don't keep now maybe. Labour right take me money, my matey. We say we done with the cap. Foi.
Comrades, powerful you. Yes, and it's a long time in a year, something so powerful coming out by YO. Yeah? My young, look like him eat some fire today. Comrades, I'm going to introduce you to a comrade. But to me, he's not only a comrade, he's a brother of a different order. He's also my friend. Someone who I can take up the phone and call any hours of the night and we first labor right together. You know, because we really enjoy doing it. So comrades, I am sure he's going to be a pit bull to them. Put your hands together, comrade, and welcome to the microphone, Comrade Lenroy J.
Time to mix up the original. Hey, follow me, come follow me now. Mix this. Now, boy, I'm on the rush them like a pit bull. Mix with a ratty, tap them like a rifle. Mix with a shotty,
Comrades, I greet you well. Comrade Master of Ceremonies, my brother and friend, Comrade Bailey, Comrade Regional Chair, Comrade Leader, Comrade Mark Golding, Comrade General Secretary, Comrade Dr. Dayton Campbell. Comrades, I greet you very well from the PNP Patriots. Now it's a simple thing, I just want to talk with you just a little bit. I don't have no whole heap of time, so I'm going to talk real quick. When you ask, you say, boy, look here now, man, any patriot you ask, what is PNP? Them tell you one thing. I am PNP. PNP is all of us.
Correct.
We are socialists.
I don't love nothing friend on them.
We are socialists because of ideology. That's what we believe, you know.
That's
That's what I go on now. You realize, no, man, but time come now, man. Time come. We go through too much and we go through too much with them people here.
yeah, boss man.
So, when you look on it,
Yeah.
yes,
And they have the copy where you want.
because you can't go to school because you don't have the device to go to school and all sort of things. Patriots jump out same time. Socialism at work. You pick up the phone and you make 2 phone calls and everybody come together and help one individual. So all of we have the access to the same opportunities. Comrades, time come now, man. Time come. We go through enough of this. You see, things need to be better now. When you look on it, money spent for a nice, pretty bus. We can't go park it uptown, right? We show off and say, boy, see it, this bus is here. Meanwhile, every Jamaican who wants a vaccine can get one. Time come now, the thing have to run better than that. Comrades, we can't let the thing continue like it is. Time come now. things must be better and things should be better, comrades. Now, when you look on crime, the big problem of crime, right? A simple thing, ministers apparently don't have to sleep at home because you can go to parliament and sleep. So therefore, crime is now a problem for us, right? Time come now, things need to be better. Comrades, we see the other side. We know what them up to. We know so it don't work. And comrades, all may I ask you, but remember, say, we are PNP. I am PNP. And Comrade Mark Golden will take us through the next general election and we will form next government in Jamaica. Comrades, one love. I am PNP.
Comrade, I'm hearing that our guest speaker for the evening is outside. In waiting for her, we will acknowledge the fact that Comrade Patricia Duncan Sutherland, President of the People's National Party Women's Movement, will be joining us online on Zoom to give her view. Comrades, let us all stand and welcome to conference our guest speaker for the evening, Comrade Lisa Hanna.
Anna go bust, Lisa Anna go bust them bubble and walk out everybody in a trouble and face a been up them a struggle them a cuddle. Lisa make everybody just a grumble and Lisa make Jamaica look good. Southeast and tan them a boom 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 boom. Lisa body boom boom. Walk out Lisa your body boom.
Comrades, put your hands together better than that for Comrade Lisa. As I said, I have heard that Comrade Patricia Duncan Sutherland, President of the Women's Movement, will be joining us via Zoom. Is she ready to bring greetings? Comrade Shari, is Comrade Duncan Sutherland ready to join us?
Yes, we are. Are you hearing us? Yes, we are. Of course. Are you hearing us?
No, she's not. Comrade Granville Valentine, is he here? No, he's not. So let us put our hands together, comrade, and ask comrade.
Women's movement is here whenever you are ready for us. We are ready.
Ready? She's ready?
Hello? Can you hear us? Comrade Bailey, can you hear us? Comrade Shari, can you hear us?
You're not hearing her.
Not hearing?
Comrade
Are you
Patricia,
hearing us?
are you hearing us?
I am hearing you. Are you hearing us?
It's muted. The screen is muted.
Comrade? We are hearing us. Hearing us. See, Comrade Anderson is hearing online. Are you hearing us at the location? Hello. Are you hearing us now? You want to sort out technical first? No, they're here. They said they were here. Comrade Shari, are you ready for us? Okay. Okay, I see that persons online are hearing, but I'm not sure if persons in the room are hearing. But I'm hearing Region 5 with members of the women's movement. Comrade sisters of the women's movement, and we're here doing what comrades do. We're here getting together, making sure that we build our party as not just as workers of the party, but as friends, developing our relationships and deepening our relationships. And so today, we wanted to, while we are here in Alligator Bar and Little Oji eating up some big fish and things, we wanted to hail up our comrade leader. And we want to acknowledge that in the room we have our comrade Jensek, our comrade Councillor Bailey, comrade Lisa Hanna as the guest speaker. And I cannot see who else. And I know our comrades from the bio and the Patriots are in the space as well. And I gather that comrades from the NWU are in the space as well. Because we are all here to support our comrade leader, to support our party as we continue to prepare ourselves to take on leadership in this country. Because this country is in need of good leadership. This country is in need of leadership that cares about people. And what we know is that in our party leader, we have a leader that cares, a leader that respects people, a leader that listens to people. And that's absolutely necessary in a time like this. In a time when crime turn up, in a time when COVID turn up, in a time when school not working, in a time when the country look like it's mashed up. But we know that we are getting ready because Jamaica can be fixed. Jamaica can be successful. We do not need to exist in a Jamaica that exists for two Jamaicans. We can create a Jamaica for all Jamaicans. We can create one Jamaica. And we know we can do this with Comrade Mark Golding as our leader. And we know that we can do this in creating a country that works for all of Jamaica, for all of the people of Jamaica. So I want to acknowledge as well, Comrade Mark Golding, the fact that you have two female councillor candidates in the form of Comrade Sarah and Comrade Louise. And I want to acknowledge also Comrade Lorraine, as you had acknowledged her earlier in your speech, one of the foundation members of the party. We acknowledge that women have been the base of the party and continue to be the base. And we commit to continue to support our party activity. And we commit to continue to support the rights of women and the needs of women. Because without gender equality, without gender parity, there shall be no one Jamaica. It's not just about the class, but it's about gender. And so we are committing to work with the People's National Party and with all of our leaders and to be a part of the leadership. And we are happy to be here, Comrade Leader, to support you. We are looking forward to when you are our Prime Minister and we are moving Jamaica in the right direction. Thank you all, comrades.
Comrade, that was Comrade Patricia Duncan Sutherland, President of the People's National Party Women's Movement. Comrade Granville Valentine still not here. Comrades, put your hands together and let us welcome to the microphone Comrade Andrew Sweet, Councillor for the Villiers Town Division and Minority Leader for the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation.
Big and can go round me, love surround me. You don't want to them off the jungle, love surround me.
Comrade Party Leader, Comrade Jensek, Comrade Lisa Hanna, our Regional Chair, Comrade Councillor Sandet, and Comrade of the mighty South St. Andrew. The word is love. I'm mindful that we are just about 20 minutes to 6. So I only have to take 2 minutes out of the hour. Okay. Comrade Leader, you have already recognized the work of the two outgoing councillors. And I want to echo those sentiments. I want to also welcome two incoming councillors. And you are well equipped because you have decided to raise women. Comrade, the local government election is upon us. We know it's COVID, but we don't trust the man. All I will say to you, be prepared. One way you can be prepared now, as of Monday, the new IDs will be ready. And you must use that exercise as a form of canvas to make sure that we are ready. Because we have an administration that can show not even one thing that they have done. Then this is more equipped with the numbers, and they can show nothing for the money that they have gotten so far for the 4 years. They have no plan for your community infrastructure, your road, your street lights, your garbage collection, no comment. They have none. It's time for Jamaica, Kings and St. Andrew, to put in a set of councillors who don't care for themselves, but they care for the municipality and your people. Comrades, the last thing I want to speak to you about is that an issue that you might welcome, but the issue that I have to speak to is an issue that affects me in my division last Wednesday, and it's the issue of vaccination. A lot of our comrades are hesitant. I can call him my right hand. I lost my right hand on Wednesday. This was someone who literally take people to the vaccination centers to get them. He wasn't an anti-vaxxer, but he was just waiting to see. And 3 weeks ago, he contracted this thing. 2 Wednesdays ago, I double masked up and took him to the hospital. He was admitted. The next Wednesday, ICU. The next Wednesday, he died. I'm saying to you, comrades, let us get vaccinated and let us continue the work of the People's National Party. Thank you very much.
Comrades, I can't believe that is all you give him. That is all you give him. Comrades, the chairman of Region 3 is here, and he's coming forward now to bring you greetings. Put your hands together for Comrade Dennis Carter.
Comrade Chairman, Comrade Party Leader, Comrade Jensek, Comrade Minority Leader, and my sister, Comrade Lisa Anna. South St. Andrew, I'm on your border, so we are family, and I'm always happy to be here. Comrade, I just want to take you back in time, that when a certain event was to happen, to elevate you to the chairmanship of this party, we hosted what we'll call a mediation at Turnover Hotel. Yeah. Good. So those persons who don't know, I have had his back long time and continue to have it. My first meeting as the official chairman of East Central, I asked the comrade leader to address us. So I am on the journey with him, and I will be there to ensure that he take his rightful place at the big house. Comrades, we don't have a lot of time, but I will be meeting with your executive in short order to go through the plan for Region 3 to take back the KCMC. We must. And I'll share with you a few things that we have done. I can happily say, comrade leader, that as of today, all 40 candidates are now in place. I can also report that a work plan has been circulated, and we'll follow that work plan slavishly to ensure that my brother becomes the next mayor. What we have witnessed over the last 4.5 years is the most corrupt administration that ever set foot in the KCMC. And I can declare that over $20 billion over 5 budget cycles has been expended, and there's nothing to show for it. And I am going to prosecute that, and I'm going to ensure that we get the justice for the people. You can't just take the people money and just spend it willy-nilly, and you don't want to answer any question. Consecutive months, we have had no finance committee meeting, but they can run comrades, but they can't hide. We are going to hold them accountable. So we have targeted 24 seats in Region 3, and we are going to work tirelessly to ensure that we realize that, so we can walk down Church Street with Comrade Newland and Comrade Marshall as part of that 24. So there's no doubt in my mind that once we stick to the work plan, put in the work, we will be able to muscle that away from them. So comrades, again, I won't be long. I'll be meeting with the executive, the newly minted executive, to have that discussion. And I've apologized to our party leader that I'll have to speak and leave because I was given an assignment that is critical to the conference, the upcoming conference. So comrades, the word is always love. I'm on your border, and I'm always one phone call away. Peace, one love. Power to Mark Golden and the people.
I've been given certain instructions, and in the interest of time, the following will happen. Comrade Sharian, where are you? You know what you have to do. Put your hands together for Comrade Sharian.
Go ahead. Okay. Comrades all, good afternoon. It is a great pleasure for me to introduce our guest speaker today, Comrade Lisa Hanna. Born Lisa Renee Shanti Hanna in St. Mary on August 20, 1975, she's the daughter of Renee and Shirley Hanna, a farmer in the St. Mary community of Retreat and a hairdresser in neighboring St. Anne. She has one son, Alex, and is married to Jamaican businessman Richard Lake, who she wed in 2017. At the age of 14, she co-hosted the television talk show, Rapping and Enter the Dojo. That was not her only stint in media. She also co-hosted Our Voices with Carleen Smith and appeared in the film show, How Stella Got Her Groove Back. A karate black belt and instructor, Comrade Hanna attended the Queen School for Girls, where she was appointed a Goodwill Ambassador by the United Nations Development Program. She holds a bachelor's and master's degree in communications from the University of the West Indies. Comrade Hanna is a director of Lidford Logistics Group, an agriculture and food processing facility operating as a special economic zone. One of Jamaica's most recognizable political figures, Comrade Hanna was a childhood TV star who was crowned Miss World 1993. She became Jamaica's youngest female member of parliament when she was elected in 2007 to represent Southeast St. Anne. Between 2012 and 2016, she served as a Minister of Youth and Culture. She has thrice been re-elected and is now serving as a Shadow Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. Ladies and gentlemen, comrades, please join me in welcoming Comrade Hanna. to the mighty South St. Andrew. Power pull together.
Lisa, now I guess your style that puts your cat doing drop that. Here you got that. Lisa, step in every gal.
Thank you, Comrade Shari, for your introduction. Good evening, comrades of South St. Andrew. Comrade Party President Mark Golding, Comrade General Secretary, Comrade Dayton Campbell, Comrade Regional Chairman, Comrade Dennis Gordon, our Minority Leader in the KCMC, Comrade Andrew Swaby, Comrade Sherman, Comrade Bailey, Comrade Delegates of this great constituency, Comrade Sarah Marshall, Comrade Newland, members of the YO, members of the Patriots. South St. Andrew represents a very special part of my political journey. I'm no stranger to this constituency. And when friends were few, South St. Andrew was always there for me. And I will never, never forget it. And I will never forget the mentorship I had from Comrade Dr. Omar Davis and the stellar work of Comrade Dr. Rose Davies. Because many times I stood in this auditorium and they were side by side with their education programs. And so, comrades, I pay my respect to you. I am here because of you in many ways, and that is why in 2016, when Comrade Davies was stepping down, I had no hesitation in stepping forward to support your now comrade leader, Comrade Mark Golding, to become the Member of Parliament at that time. And the same way he hugged me up then is the same way he's hugging me up now. And comrades, I supported him then, yesterday, and I support him today. Because my philosophy as a comrade is that you support one leader at a time. And there can only be one leader at a time. And so that is why even when Comrade Peter Phillips had challenged Comrade Portia Simpson Miller in 2008, I supported Comrade Portia Simpson Miller. That is why even in 2019, when Comrade Bunting challenged Peter Phillips, I supported Comrade Peter Phillips. And I support our comrade leader now for him to be leader until he faces. And he has my support. And comrades, it is important. Why? Because a divided party cannot stand. And especially now, because one of the things that you need to recognize in a very real way is that the GLP has never really won an election in Jamaica. And so if you looked at the election results in 2020, you would have seen that we got 306,000 mash votes. Yes. Now, it's clear that comrades did not come out to vote. In 2011, and that was that was my second term, with less people on the voters list, the PMP actually got 464,000 votes. So you would have seen that we lost our vote count by some 158,000 voters last year. That's a big set of people who did not come out to vote for the PMP. And so we have to really take a step back and look at ourselves, because this is not something that happened overnight. In 1997, in looking at the statistics, what you actually saw is that the JLP actually increased their percent of voter turnout from 38%, about 38.57%, to 56% in 2011. And comrades, even though they did that, when I looked back at it, even though they were able to do that, they still got less votes in 2011 than they did in 2007. And why do I tell you all of this? It's not that more people are voting for the JLP, even though they got 49 seats to 14 seats than we did. It's that our comrades are not coming out to vote for the PMP and we're not attracting new people to vote for us. And so I believe that if we really put our hands and hearts together and go on the ground together, unified and powerful, we will be dominant, purposeful, deliberate, and we can conquer. So everybody has their strengths and everybody has their weaknesses. The issue is not to play to people's strengths and to stone their, it is to play to people's strengths. The issue is not to stone people's weaknesses. You have to build their strengths. All of us on this platform have strengths. All of you in the audience have strengths. All of you have weaknesses, but I'm not going to play on your weaknesses. And so anybody who decides to do that and say that they're a comrade is not really fulfilling the mission of this party by building the masses of the people of this country. Because if you look at it, comrades, and the truth is, things are not pretty for the Jamaican people, for all of us. There is a crisis that is on our doorsteps. And many of you are feeling that crisis and you don't perhaps understand why. Corona is just a part of the problem. We have an inflation crisis, we have an education crisis, and we have a crime crisis. But the biggest crisis that you're going to face at this point is the inflation crisis. Because what is happening is that Jamaica is so import dependent that many of the goods that you're relying on are coming from overseas. And you face two problems. One, you face the fact that they can't get here on time and the shipping companies are charging more for bringing them here. And because of those shipping delays, and because there's a demand on the supply of goods internationally, the price has gone up for two reasons. So you have oil will go up by about 50%. Now when you go shop, you can't buy oil. Rice, tin milk, tin products, all have gone up. And what has happened is that your salaries have not gone up. So what you could have bought for $350, you can't buy it for $350 anymore. So if you see somebody who is making minimum wage, which is $7,000, let us assume that you get a meal costs about $350, an average meal. That don't include drinks. If you're eating that meal twice a day for 7 days a week, and you're only making $7,000, that is about $5,000 out of your salary already. That not go wholesale yet, that not pay light yet, that don't buy transportation yet, and with energy going up, your light bill is also going to go up. JPS has already signaled that light is going up, and they've gotten a rate increase. So what you're heading into for Christmas is a serious crisis with prices and with disruption of goods. And what has happened is the government has taken too long to act. And what they're telling you and trying to sell is that the recovery is happening faster. A recovery that was pre-COVID. So it is not as if you're recovering past what you were in terms of COVID. You're just going back to those levels. But you don't reach yet. And so that is the first crisis. The other crisis is that 3 out of every child, 3 out of every 5 children who live in Latin America and the Caribbean has missed 1 year of school. 60%, and those are the latest studies coming out of UNICEF. So you have an entire generation of children who have not essentially gone to school because 1, they don't have access to the devices. 2, even if they have access to the devices, they don't have access to steady Wi-Fi. And even those schools, 50% of the schools last year that actually got on, only got on for 3 hours to teach what was comparable to 3 hours of classes. 32% of our schools got on for 1 hour. So what you're having is significant learning loss in our country. Now imagine those students from grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, who are not able to matriculate to the grade ahead of them. That's a problem. And it is going to be a problem for us as a country, because going forward, they're going to have difficulties in making sure that they get the relevant qualifications to get a job, to take care of themselves in life. And with the world ever changing and as dynamic as it is, you don't have any protection against larger countries. So your child, my child, Comrade Leader's child, Dayton's child is competing with that child in India, in China, in Indonesia, in the Caribbean, in Barbados, because now that everything is technological, you can work anywhere in the world. And so if our children are not qualified, we are going to be left behind. And right now, Jamaica is coming last in terms of the numbers of enrollment in the English-speaking Caribbean in terms of education. We're now 2 years into the pandemic, and the Ministry of Education is moving too slowly in making sure we get back to levels where our children are being educated. So I don't even need to talk about crime. Imagine as a mother, you put your 5-year-old to bed and a stray bullet kills your child. And that, I feel that in my belly button, and I get goosebumps because I know as mothers how we go out and protect our children. And I grieve with that mother and every family. But that's where you are. If you take up the newspaper now and you look at Jamaica, you don't even want to come out of your house because crime has surged and you can't PR that away. So comrades, I am not here to talk about issues that I know we can get over. We have done it before. I'm here to tell you that we need to settle down. We need to put our heads down. We need to work together. We need to become more unified as a family. Because right now, the opposition, the country is looking for us to speak on their behalf. And they are tired of us fighting amongst ourselves. And so if you look at the numbers, whereby we lost 158,000 persons who voted for us previously, the assignment is simple. The assignment is simple. We have to bring back the confidence in the Jamaican people, but we also have to go out there with a message. And the message is not only about vote for us because we're a PMP. The message is about solutions. The message is about, yes, we have to raise the minimum wage. We called for that. Peter Phillips called for it when he was leader, and we need to raise the minimum wage to a livable wage for people. We need to get our children back to school, and not back to school with just a tablet and put a tablet in their hands. We need to get them back to school. So if there's no boots on the ground now, helping those children in rural communities like mine who are not able to use a tablet, or their family have one little piece of phone but can hardly work now on a 5 picnic to use it. You need teachers to get on the ground to go and see those children. And in terms of crime, we need a proper crime solution. We don't want to go to Parliament every single time hearing about statements by ministers and about elite CPOs who are going to now go on the front line. This is what is going to mar our country. So as the party, we have 4 years, 3 years, 2 years. That's a lot of time. I've been around long enough in politics to know that we can do it. I saw us do it in 2011, and I believe we're going to do it again. So comrades, whatever I can do to support and help, I am here. Whatever I can do to help with policy, I am here. Whatever I can do to walk and talk to people, I am here. I've spoken to the comrade leader on several occasions and met with him from he became the leader. And I told him that he has my full support at all times. So never let anyone tell you that he does not have my support. Never let anyone write on social media to make it appear as if we are not working together. That is not true. And my presence here today and with him in the parliament, nobody can do him nothing. I will be beside him and in front of him when the needs are there. So, comrades, take out your trumpet and start shine it up. Because I'm gonna put it one side, right? And I know one thing about PNP people. When that trumpet sound, them answer that call. So comrades, the trumpet is about to sound again. So remember me tell you, you better answer it. So if you support the PNP and if you support unity, get on your feet because we need to put on our Gideon boots now to make sure we walk in the name of the people of this country. Long live the PNP, viva the PNP, bless up yourself, comrades, one love.
My father born ya, my father born ya, my grandmother born ya, my grandmother born ya, I born ya, I need a born ya, I need a born ya, that's why you're in a danger.
To all those people who love progress. Comrades, I have a little gift here for our friend from Southeast St. Anne and our comrade, Comrade Lisa Hanna. Comrade Lisa, we greatly appreciate you taking a time to come to South St. Andrew this afternoon and for giving that stirring and very relevant address. And I know everybody who listened really enjoyed it, and we're just presenting this to you. Thank you for that.
Behave yourself, young man. Behave yourself. Comrades, it is that time again when, and I am going to take it as a pleasure and a privilege, to introduce to you to come to the microphone the new Trenchtown Rock. The newest Trenchtown Rock. Put your hands together, comrades, for the party leader, the chairman of South St. Andrew, member of parliament for South St. Andrew, and everybody minister of Jamaica, comrade Jefferson Holding.
In a dancer style, I know everybody still me irie. Cause we not love life. Every time we go and every time we rise, we need for the love, we not need for the life. See it for the love, we not need for the life. See it for the love, we not need for the life. See it for the love, we not need for the life. Success don't come overnight. When you know a substance over I need for the love, we not need for the life.
Comrade Chairman, comrades on the platform, special mention to our guest speaker, Comrade Lisa Hanna, and our General Secretary, Comrade Dayton Campbell. Minority Caucus leader still with us, Comrade Andrew Swaby, and all who are with us here, not very many because we're adhering to the protocols and doing the distancing, but those who are online watching us, big up and enough respect. Comrades, I want to just ask you please to give Comrade Lisa Hanna another round of applause. Let me tell you, unity is strength. And unity is not something we even need to talk about. We just need to do what we have to do. We just need to do what we have to do. We walk the walk together. And I know Comrade Lisa and I have my back. Me and her have been working together for years. We have been friends from even before politics. And Comrade Lisa Hannah, respect you. Thank you for coming again. And thank you for showing your commitment to the People's National Party here in South St. Andrew again. Let the world see and know that we are truly powerful and we are truly one. Comrades, I won't talk for long because, as you know, time is against us. But we are meeting at a time when Jamaica is going through the most dire crisis. And the people of this country are suffering, they are frustrated, and they are getting angry. And they want to see the People's National Party show itself as ready, fit, and raring to go to move the country forward when we come back into government. Comrades, as has been said, essentially what we have to do is to show those persons who have voted for us in the past, and not long ago either, in recent times, that we are worthy of their support once again. And comrades, we have been working to do things in the party that will set the party on a better footing going forward. We now have the OT Faircraft Trust Fund, showing our party workers some love, those who need real help. We've set up the Junior Shadow Cabinet, and we're encouraging them to be out there more and more. And comrades, we have a team, and we're moving forward as a team. When you look at the situation with this corona, comrades, it really is a disgrace. It's sickening. On the 9th of September, we had a blitz in South St. Andrew, vaccination blitz. Over 500 of our people came out and got vaccinated. Most of them got the Pfizer vaccine because the government's policy at the time was to use the Pfizer vaccine for children of 12 and up and adults who came to get vaccinated. They were given dates for their second vaccine of the 30th of September. And our understanding was that we would have had another blitz on the 30th of September so they could get their second doses. Only to be told that no provision had been made for that. And there's no more Pfizer. And comrades, imagine how angry I felt when I hear this week that Pfizer is being distributed and vaccinated in Thompson Town and other JLP controlled divisions. That is not the way a vaccination program is supposed to operate. That is bringing politics into this thing. I have been calling from day one for a united approach to this thing. We need all hands on deck. This is a global crisis. Jamaica is facing its wrath here on our shores. It cannot be something that we play politics with, because that is just going to alienate people, and that is going to mean that we do not reach the goals collectively that we need to reach. Comrades, it is really a disgrace. Now, the truth of the matter is, my position at this time is consistent. I encourage every adult, and indeed every child over 12, to get vaccinated. It will protect you from getting very sick if you get this disease. That is its main purpose. And it will protect the health system from being overwhelmed by too many people getting very sick at the same time. But as the polls have shown, we have an issue. Many people out there are not yet persuaded that this is the right thing for them to do. We need to spend time persuading them. We need to be out there as a united leadership in the country, encouraging people to take the vaccine. We cannot force people to take it. That is not a practical solution when such a large number of persons don't believe in it. Worse, when the government is not giving any kind of protection to somebody who might have an adverse reaction to the vaccine. How can you mandate something where you're not prepared to pony up and support and provide care to the person if they have an adverse reaction, or to their family if necessary? So comrades, at this point in time, we must continue, or rather can't say continue because it is not happening right now. We need to stop politicizing the COVID-19 vaccination program. We need to pull everything together with all hands on deck and try to persuade the people by giving them good information and making it available to them in their communities. This thing about having people having to travel and spend money on transportation costs to get vaccinated, it's not working. We need to bring it into the communities and make it as easy as possible for persons and encourage them with good information. We can't force people, comrades. That is not going to work. Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Mottley, she expressed her position on that, and I think it is the right position, especially at a time when we only have 10% of the population fully vaccinated, and we have 70% of the population saying they're not convinced it's the right thing for them. Comrades, Comrade Lisa spoke about the crisis that we're facing in terms of prices. We did a care package distribution in this constituency in April. We went to a leading wholesaler, negotiated some prices, and they gave us a good price list for the basic package of items. When I went back in August for the same list of items to do another round of care packages, the price had gone up by 15% in less than 6 months. And comrades, that situation is not going to get any better. As has been said, the global environment is hostile. Transportation costs, shipping costs are gone through the roof, especially from the Far East. Oil prices are high and other commodities are also high. So Jamaica is facing a serious crisis. We have been calling for the government to change tack. Instead of seeking only to balance the books, this is a time when you have to balance people's lives. We are all committed to achieving our fiscal goals, to reducing our public debt, to achieving those targets. But when you have a crisis like this, which has dislocated the economy, dislocated so many people's lives, where people can't afford to live, you have to do something as a government. They came with a supplementary budget with something, but I don't believe it is sufficient. I don't think it is going to answer the needs of the people. And I believe the time has come for the government to do much more to protect the vulnerable people of this country from suffering. Comrades, we know that this is a country which has great inequality. Sometimes they say there are two Jamaicas. The Jamaica for those who are politically connected, and those who are well off, and the Jamaica for those who are not. And we have seen it playing out. Seen it in the way the Disaster Risk Management Act orders are enforced. We've seen what I consider to be violations of the rights of our citizens. When they amended the Disaster Risk Management Act earlier this year, I warned the country that they were giving the power to the Prime Minister to make criminal law on his own, where he can sign an order and the act as amended makes breach of that order a criminal offense. He does not need Parliament's approval. We were told, don't worry, there's going to be a ticketing system and the fines would be modest and nobody would have to go to court. Well, here we are in October and there's no ticketing system and people are being fined. People are being fined $200,000 for not wearing a mask. $200,000. In St. Thomas, one of the poorest parishes, people have to borrow money to try to pay that fine. And some who can't pay it ending up being held in the jails for up to 30 days. Comrades, that is the wickedest thing. That could never happen under a PNP government. Never. and we see the girl, the young lady, Nzinga King, trim, she have her locks from birth, trimmed in a police station, and now nothing come out of it. Months have passed, no justice. Comrades, when you have situations like that, where a person's rights are violated, and it strikes the heart of the nation and makes people feel outraged, think the wheels of justice must turn quickly. People must see that the state is doing what has to be done with alacrity to find out what really happened and to ensure that there is accountability for that conduct. Comrades, the crime situation in the country is worse than ever. Murders are up 10% this year. We know in this constituency what that is like. But it's not limited to this constituency, it's all over the country. Between COVID and crime, people are dying in droves in this country, and the government has no solution. Poor Horace Chang, the minister, he has nothing to offer us as a solution. When he speaks, it's very difficult to hear what he says, but the truth is nothing is being done to address the problem. And we have always said a balanced solution is essential. You can't just fight crime by harsh measures and taking away a person's rights through states of emergency, ZOZOs and so on. You have to get to the root cause of crime. You have to get into the communities. You have to have your violence interrupters. You have to empower them to nip things in the bud before they spiral out of control. We understood that when we set up the Peace Management Initiative, and they have denuded that program and defunded that program. So it's hardly functioning again, and crime is out of control. Unite for Change. We were seeking to empower young people who needed assistance to get their life onto the right path, and bringing all stakeholders together to support that program. When they came into office in 2016, they abandoned it, and they haven't replaced it with anything. So comrades, we have a country that is going down, down, down. Between poverty, between crime, between COVID, and between corruption. The people of this country are getting sick and tired of the government of the Jamaica Labour Party, led by Andrew Holness. Comrades, the next PNP government is going to address the crucial issues of our time. We're not going to be messing about. We know what the issues are, and we're going to focus on them, and we're going to bring lasting solutions. I'm not saying we'll be able to solve them overnight, but we're going to have programs that are tackling the real issues of our time. Inner city housing and rural poverty. The education system, which is so imbalanced and unfair, where children from so many schools are not performing at the levels they need to be. We need to level up the standards. Rural agriculture, especially for small farmers, empowering them and supporting them so they can produce. And comrades, the crime problem, we must have a national program to deal with unattached youth, so-called the youth them who need to be, they need investment. They may have gone through school and not achieved, but they are still with us, and we must help them to get onto the right path to constructive citizenship and stay away from badness and gunmanship. Comrades, the People's National Party is going to be tackling those issues. We put people first. We put people in the center of our policies. The government is clueless. The government has been losing popularity. We have been through our internal issues, but we are going to get past that. I'm not even talking about unity. It's action we're dealing with. We're all working together, and we're moving in a common direction for a common cause. The Jamaican people lead us. The Jamaican people need us, and we must not let them down. Comrades, it has been a wonderful conference. First time we're having a conference like this. Normally in here blocked, out there blocked. Now we haven't been able to do that. Most of our participants are online. But I want to thank everybody who has joined. I want to thank everybody for participating. Comrades, I feel optimistic. I feel that the party is coming together. I feel that the Policy and Visioning Committee I've set up under Professor Tony Bogues is going to deliver for us a clear direction in terms of what the philosophy of the party is and what it means and what programs and policies flow from that in the third decade of the 21st century. And we will know where we're going as we did before. Comrades, the word is love. It has been wonderful to be with you. God bless you all.
You could have put a rim high up on the could have put a fire outside up on the wild. Wonder. You could.
Comrades, we have come to the end of a wonderful conference. And it is my task now, comrades, to wish you a safe journey home. And I am going back to Clarendon, where I rule predominant. Not true, dear Tom? So, comrades, as I said when I started, I took it as an honor and a privilege to have been asked to come and chair this function. It's only a pity I couldn't show you the full belly at work. But some of you may have known. Comrades, have a safe journey home. Have a safe weekend. Tomorrow is what? The total lockdown? Well, I will go and sleep tomorrow. Comrades, thank you all for coming. And remember this, united we stand. And we are all powerful together. One love.
Awake from your slumber and answer the call. The torch has been lighted. The dawn is at hand. Whose voice in the fight? All is wrong, native land. Land by birth, I pledge to be loyal and faithful.
Good night, everyone.
Well, this is Iman Errol Dunkley, original Jamaican authentic artist. And right at this moment, I endorse Mark Golden as my minister. Say, touch it, my selector, instant. Let me sing a song for the big man. Oh, yes. All right. Okay, Mark Golden, you are a champion. Okay, Mark Golden, you are the number one minister. I say, I like the things you say, yeah. And I love the things you're doing. You are here to represent the nation. You are the best man. Oh gosh, oh yes. Okay, Mark Golden, you are the winner. Okay, Mark Golden, you beat the champion. You beat the Banton and the crew. You tell the people